Your position down south, the
Yes.
ownership. I'm curious about that, how that happened, because I've had people ask me forever. With my old firm, Realty Executives, I was one of only two minority owners, even here in Texas, right? And
Mhm.
so you having that position, how did that come about? Was that something you sought after, or was it bestowed upon you? Talk to me there briefly. What does that look like?
So I'll be very transparent and say that I feel like my relationship with Keller Williams and my trajectory in the company was a bit like a straight line up. And so I went from dual career agent to full-time agent, an assistant coach, got invited to be a lead productivity coach for another office. And in that, it's about relationships, right? And I've always felt honored to what our office here has done for me, how it's shown up for me, even prior to me getting into real estate. My dad got his license and took him a while to pass the exam, but once he arrived at real estate, he got to 1 month in the business and was diagnosed with cancer. And so I don't know if anybody knows who Denise Ross is. She's an agent out of the Ellis County office. And ultimately, she did a good job of just really checking on my family. I was living in New York at the time, so I'm very like detached from what's really going on. And so just hearing how they checked on my dad, he's a brand new agent. He's never done a deal. Like they have no investment in this man, right? But they were really vigilant about taking care of him, helping get his first deal done. Again, all that to say that really laid the foundation for what Keller Williams means to me and my family. And so I've always been very loyal to this office. And so again, in my trajectory, in the opportunity to come back and do that same thing here, for agents that go through things, for agents that might be experiencing life. It was kind of like I absolutely would love and be privileged to be able to do that for other people, but also it was a bit of a tap on the shoulder to say, hey, we see you. And I think that that was something that I just didn't see in myself for a very long time. And once I got with the company, it was several people saying, hey, like, go do the thing. And I was not, what's the word, adverse to saying yes to the opportunity.
You mentioned something that has resonated with me for a number of years. My old team leader is Brett Caldwell, and I think it was Brett and even the team leaders before him. They all said the same thing, that with this company, when you get that tap on the shoulder, it's difficult to say no, because that's really this company's way of saying, "Oh, we see you, we recognize you. Oh my goodness, one, you have value, and here's an opportunity that you probably weren't even looking for, that it would be difficult for you to say no to, because it is a real growth opportunity. And most of us, when we get it, we're smart enough to go, okay, we simply lean into it and
Yeah,
just do it, right? So I
absolutely.
think you've benefited from that, and I think they're so blessed to have you, in your market center, because Teresa, who's not here, my team leader, she speaks so highly of you, and I'm like, well, no, I feel like I've known you forever, and I'm like, she's class. So, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk today about, because with the with the bullets that you provided, I think it's pretty easy to kind of tell, the success you had, and I'm looking at it here on my phone, but I'm like, it's the stuff that you didn't say that really interests me, right?
Sure.
So I can tell you that you're the first model I've had on the show. Okay, so
Great. Former model. I enjoy
right,
these
yeah,
days.
see, former model. But I'm sure there was some lessons, some lessons, some business lessons that you gained from that, because I think everything we do helps to build who we are. So what did you get from that career that has helped you here?
Gosh, it's so much to say, and thank you for acknowledging that. You know how they say the success is in the journey? And I was not aware of that at the time, but I absolutely credit everything that I am today to that journey. I graduated college. I graduated 2007. Y'all know that some things were going on around that time. So
Mhm.
getting a job, and I had a fashion design degree. It was either move to New York and work for free, or just move home and teach and coach basketball at my hometown. And so while I did that, I realized this is not for me. I do enjoy teaching and coaching, but I just had the ambitious side. And so I went ahead and was ambitious and sent some pictures into Ebony Fashion Fair. If you are not familiar with Ebony Fashion Fair, please take a moment to go Google Ebony Fashion Fair. It is this historic, amazing opportunity for people of color. They always had a plus size model. They were putting curves in Oscar de la Renta, Christian LaCroix, some of the like very high end designers. Anyway, so once I got on tour, I eventually just kind of set myself out to say, hey, like this is great and I feel privileged. I grew up watching this tour, but I want more. And so that's when I just literally, you know how they say you people move to New York with $500 in a suitcase? I had $50. Like I just had no real plan. I'm like, I'm going out right before Fashion Week, hoping to book some stuff. And the journey just taught me to continue to double down on myself. It also taught me to continue to show up no matter what. So time is not a real thing in the fashion world. So call time might be 8. Everyone's getting there at 9, 9:30. But my professionalism continued to like thrive in a way that I probably signed very few exclusive agreements with agencies. What that means is I'm not I'm not locked into a contract with you to where I can only book work with you. And I think just kind of that savviness of being able to not just know that, but also not go seek work on my own. So I actually did a major hair campaign for Avalon. And this is, I mean, like what's crazy is I see people send me pictures of my photos in hair salons all across the country, right?
And I want to see them too at some
Oh my
point.
God. And I am so not a fan of these photos, but they liked it. Whatever, I got paid. That's not my issue. They picked the pictures they wanted. But I think that it was really just about saying, hey, let me like honor and respect myself. And then two, like respectfully, I'm a woman from Texas. Like I played college basketball. So I had to lose about 20 pounds. And so I was probably 165 graduating and probably like 10% body fat. Like I was very much in shape. I ran a 6 minute mile, by the way. I was very proud of myself for that. And so now I have to transition from a 165 muscle to looking like 145 and like I've never worked out before. And so it was a lot of transition. It was a lot of hard work. And it was that thing that reminds me of, you know how like sometimes you might hear about a top producer's doing this and they wake up at 4:30 and they do this and they do that and they're hitting all these things. Yeah, they are doing it. And so in my mindset, it was thinking, oh, well, these girls, they've never worked out before. They were just born naturally skinny. They don't have to work as hard as I do. When really, no, there are. Like it took me a minute to really kind of accept that. And it was the motivation to keep doing what I was doing, not knowing that I wasn't alone. Yes, there are some women who were naturally skinny and things kind of came naturally to them, but it was a reminder like if you really want this, you got to put your head down and do it. Because guess what? When you just like in basketball or any sport, if you think that someone's not waking up at 5 a.m. to go get jump shots up, you're wrong. Like
Mhm.
somebody is waking up every single morning to get those jump stops off, even after the game. When the game is over, so okay, I'm gonna pivot just a tiny bit. If you guys are familiar with Ron Holland, I'm a very proud Duncanville graduate. Ron Holland is a NBA player. He graduated from Duncanville. I had the chance to watch him play all through high school. Very good friends with his family. And I remember having a conversation with him about how he played really well. It was his first game that he played really, really well. And Coach Peavy, who's now going to Mount Bird, I'm really disappointed to see him leave. But if you're familiar with Mount Bird, you know that's a big deal. He called Ron after the game and said, Ron, do you like how you played tonight? Ron said, yes. He said, it feels good, right? Ron's like, of course, like it feels real good. He's like, if you like that feeling, you need to go get in the gym right now. And it was like, okay, again, and this is, mind you, this is this year that I've had this conversation with him, but it was just a reminder that, like, yes, like people are doing the things that you think that they are not. And you really got to like you just got to decide that you're going to do it and that it's for you.
Wow. Well, and it's so funny because that really helps me transition into a couple of things. And again, related to basketball, but I think, basketball lessons are life lessons, right? Model lessons are life lessons. I worked for a chain of donut shops, when I was starting in real estate to make ends meet. And again, those were life lessons, right? A couple of things. One, you were first team all academic Big 12, right? And I think that the neat thing about that is me being a football player at Baylor, I was so determined to make sure that um, I dispel that dumb jock thing that people have, right? So yes, I was on the field, I was doing my thing, but in the classroom, I also had to do my thing because I didn't want, my classmates to look at me and think that I was getting, advanced because I was an athlete. No, I had to earn it. Matter of fact, I had to do more because I had a 50-hour a week job, playing football, films, travel, all that kind of stuff. And I still had to compete with you in the classroom. And so I think that your academic honors there, one, I applaud you all day because I understand the effort that it took there. But I think that what impressed me was you were like the rebound queen, right? Steals and rebounds because that's so underrated, but it's absolutely necessary for us to win. And that tells me a whole lot about Destiny and that you're willing to do some of the dirty work in order to look pretty, right? And to win.
Yeah.
So so speak to that because I think that's all hustle and want to,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
Yep. And it's so true. And I like definitely grateful that you acknowledge that because that is very much who I am. Again, grateful to have gone through the high school program that I went through. Again, if you ever get a chance, look up Duncanville Girls Basketball Program, historic, one of the most winningest in the country.
Absolutely.
But my high school coach, again, has her own resume herself, but she really taught us that um, also rooted in what my family taught me, you can never have an off defensive night and you can decide what your attitude is. And so, in the midst of all of that, growing into college, I ended on a state championship in high school. The headlines literally read "Team of Destiny." So I'm very prideful in how I show up and what my um, how I am perceived. But when I get to college, we won 8 games. We won 8 games. Like that is what? That's not how I
Right.
roll. Like respectfully, and I played. I think that that was probably the hardest part. But I
Right.
was very adamant about consistently. I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to get the rebound. I'm still going to do the things that I know how to do that you can't take away. And again, being record breaking bad, yes, that can feel very defeating. Coaches are getting on you. All these things can be going wrong that are out of your control, but I can control my mindset and I can control my effort.
100%. Well, and I'm sure during those years, I think Baylor probably kicked y'all's tail big
Oh
time.
my gosh, don't get me started. And I think that was what was really tough is that between Texas Tech
Yes.
and Baylor, there were 2 games that we almost beat Baylor and they called a foul on me in the last second. Not going to get into it. I'm over it. Not
Those
really.
things, I know, I know.
But yeah, but again, those are moments that I hold on to. And it's like, okay, at the end of the day, I still could have been better. I still could have tightened up. I still, if you're familiar with the upper limit problem, I may have upper limit myself in that moment and let the other team out hustle me or let the other team take advantage of maybe my shortcomings in my mindset in that moment.
Mindset. It's key no matter what it is we do. So stay positive, level up, and here we go, right? All right, so let's transition briefly because again, time moves so quickly. So let's talk about things you've done in real estate. And again, I saw something that I was intrigued about this ultimate referral blueprint. You're the founder. What is that about?
So it's so interesting that we are having this conversation today and what's happening in my life today. So, y'all, very strangely, I got a nudge in 2017 that I need to be coaching. I got my real estate license in 2015. It's like, God, who am I coaching? Like, what do you? I'm not sure what you want from me in this moment. I'm gonna do my best. And so it's just been a journey to consistently show up, grow myself, learn. And today, I have a small group of agents that I have hand selected to be a part of my coaching program, the Ultimate Referral Blueprint. And so we're just going through small nuggets. We're going to be very numbers based. And again, we can control our mindset, we can control our effort. And it's just kind of helping agents that are trying to break that $100,000 mark enter the space of let's really analyze your actions. let's really see what we're doing. Let's set a tiny goal for this month. And that's all we're focused on. If we hit that goal, great. Now let's start working on the other stuff. Now let's start building out the systems and start really working on the relationship piece. This way you're starting to get more business and we're not having to hit such a high goal each month.
I love that. It, it it feels so appropriate because it seems like everybody and I'm speaking to one person particularly on the call today, Kevin Thomas. Guys, believe this. This is a high school kid, I think from Denton Ryan. Maybe I missed the high school, but Kevin is 16 years old. He reached out to me a couple of weeks ago because he's very intrigued, interested, really kind of looking for a mentor. And I love that, love coaching. But Kevin, people come into this industry and everybody says the same thing. They want to make six figures, right? And a lot of newbies think they can make six figures in 1 year. And what you and I know, that seldom ever happens. Now, again, not that it can't, because our rookie of the year, she's dual career, and I think she made 137,000 while working full time as a CPA, right? So she did well. But I think we get there by eating the elephant one bite at a time, right? It's these small incremental steps that helps us get to that point. And if you're not willing to take those steps, I believe that you won't ever get there to the pinnacle. And the pinnacle is not making six figures. I think the pinnacle is growing each and every day in this industry and in this business. So I applaud you for doing that. And I can't wait to even hear the results, because I think that also we need to know the results of that group, right? Because they're focused, they're determined, and I know for a fact they'll outproduce the 75% of the agents in 2024 who didn't do a transaction.
Right, right, right.
Right?
And just to even speak to that, and this isn't an opportunity for me to brag, but I remember when I really started taking coaching seriously, I had an agent. Once we really got focused, she did 1 point. We got serious. So let me be clear. We got serious about her space. She had three boys in three different schools. One had special needs. They were not close in proximity. So she had zero time to do anything additional. And her getting into real estate was just something her and her husband discussed. So we got serious about how she showed up. And she ended up getting 1.8 million under contract that next month. And then we had several other agents. Ray Meeks is a product of our coaching program when I first
Love
got
Ray.
started.
Yes.
And that was in combination with a couple of other coaches. Like it was really like a lot of affirmation and affirming moments that realized like, hey, some folks are really out here and I just need to start making sure I take advantage of the opportunity that people are asking of me, because I can get results. I just need to create opportunities.
Wow. Well, I know it'll be a big success, and you just pouring into those folks. I think they don't realize how fortunate they are, because I say it all the time. Community is key, right? Kevin, you'll hear me say this because Scott, Steve, Barry, those guys, we're in the same office. They hear it all the time, right? Uh, we soar with eagles, and we have so many eagles around us in our offices that I think it makes our journey a lot easier, because we've got the love, we've got the support, right? We're all in this together. And I tell folks that when at this company in particular, when we speak of family, right, we hug, we kiss each other, because again, that's what family does. We want to see you succeed, and there is no jealousy, no animosity, right? Because I know you really want the same thing for me too. And when I'm thinking positively about Destiny and Scott and Gabrielle, right? In turn, I think they're doing the same for Ben Baker. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, here we go. We learn and grow together. So one, like you, I love this family. I love the community, and there's still so much more for us to do. And I cannot wait to see the results of 2025, because I expect this to be a fantastic year. And I don't care what they're saying on Fox News. I don't
Yeah,
care, right? Again, mindset. Here we go.
absolutely.
So I'm sure you've probably got one or two other things that you'd love to share. And so if so, then let us know. What is that?
Honestly, thank you for creating that opportunity. I think really just the thing that I keep sitting in personally, as well as that I'm sharing with agents that I'm coaching, is if you want it, you just got to decide. Everything that happens twice. It first happens in your mind, and then it's an actual action. If you want to be a top producer, you're going to make the decision. If you want to make $1 million, you're going to first make the decision. And what does that look like? I remember the team leader over at Southlake challenged me with, well, Destiny, if you want these things, what do they look like? What do they do? How do they show up? How many followers do they have on Facebook? What platforms are they on? And really challenge me to show up how I see myself. And that's just kind of the conversation that I continuously have in my head. Literally, when I'm walking from my car into the office, the words that I'm saying to myself every single step is change your life, change your life, change your life, change your life. I had an amazing life. My brother has an amazing life, but he's also my brother, so I need to like outdo him now, right? And so my mindset is just I want to compete at a high. My parents did an amazing job of creating opportunities for my brother and I, and so now it's my brother and I's opportunity to create an even better opportunity for our children. And so every single moment that I am able to is change my life, but I'm deciding in my head first, and then I let my actions follow.
I love that. And again, I know we say it in our community, and I think others say it too. It's not like we own it, but it's like now that we know better, we do better, right? And I think there's so many there's opportunities for us, one, to change, I think, the trajectory of not just our lives, but our family and our family's history, because all of that starts with one person. And I think I'm so fortunate in mine that I've taken on that responsibility. The crown is mine. I want it. I own it, right? And I already know that I didn't make excuses, that we didn't talk finances and investments and financial literacy. None of that existed in the Baker household because my parents were busting their tail from week to week. And the four of us, we were blue collar black, which was quite different than blue collar white, right?
Yeah.
And yet we thought, living in the Douglas community, that we were rich. We thought that because those were opportunities that our family provided for us, right? Love, support, all of that. We got what we needed, not what we wanted. We got what we needed, right? And so I haven't, I never use that as an excuse. And my family, again, they're so proud, but I'm proud of them for the opportunity they presented with me with what was truly important.
Yeah.
And that was love and respect, all that good stuff. So I think most of us are from those homes. So uh, thank you again. Real quick, business wise, your this newsletter you had mentioned. Why am I not getting it? And how do we get it, right? And what is it about? Because I'm like
Yeah.
athlete
So
entrepreneur, right? I'm there again. There's lessons. I want to see it.
yeah, absolutely. So it's really just kind of like diving into my life. I mean, I don't know. Again, grateful for my opportunity. It's a Division I college basketball player, modeled in New York City, has an opportunity to travel the world for fun and also for a business. Um, I just I'm grateful for the stories that I have, and I had someone literally just tell me, Destiny, you're still trying to climb Everest. I need you to stop what you're doing and turn around and check out the view. And so I am in that moment of like, okay, let me just kind of celebrate all the amazing things that I've been able to accomplish and blessed with. And again, real estate has changed my life in so many ways. Our team is doing really well. We're growing, we're closing deals. And it's like, okay, let me actually really celebrate this, but also share my journey. And I have an amazing group of people who supported me someone since when I was probably even in middle school. Like I had somebody reach out to me while I was watching my nephew play. He was playing in March Madness. And this woman has literally watched me play since I was in fifth grade. Right. And so it's like I want to show honor and respect to those people who supported me, but also in the process of sharing my story because at the end of this year, there's going to be a book on the table. So.